So if you're looking at buying the new 2024 Honda Africa Twin, either version, the base or the adventure sport, or honestly, heck, any big adventure bike or touring bike, there's one mod that you're probably looking at: Luggage. And just to be clear, yes, SW-Motec did send this stuff out for coverage, but that doesn't make any difference here. I'm gonna cover these products the same as if I was to buy them, letting you know the goods, the bads, the uglies, what I like and what I don't like. So let's start off by talking about the SW-Motec DUSC cases. These are made out of ABS, so yes, plastic, but you can see I'm standing on them right here, roughly around 175 pounds, incredibly durable. You really don't have to worry about them even though they're plastic. And just to reiterate the durability, I'm gonna take out a force gauge meter here. Hopefully you guys can see this in the camera with the glare and everything, but I'm gonna press it down and it's actually gonna tell us how many pounds we're pressing it down for right there. So anyways, we're gonna go right into here. I'm gonna press it. Can you guys see that in the camera? I'm going all the way up to 60 pounds pressing this down. Let's go right in the middle by the logo. So it is bulging in right there, but it's not really like flexing. And again, I'm getting up to 60 pounds here. Holy smokes. Okay, so it's just sliding right there. Again, 60 pounds, nothing. Now on the back side, as you can see, you have all your mounting points, which on the back, which I'll show you the brackets in a second. But pressing back here, you can see you start getting that flex right around 30 pounds, right down into there. But again, it just kind of flexes in. It doesn't, you don't feel like you're going to break these things. And the real benefit of that, talking about these being plastic and ABS compared to the usual metal ones we've always seen that I used on my previous Africa Twin as well, the GV ones, these are a whole lot lighter. Now, they're not incredibly light. I'll show you the weight right here. But again, you can clear as day tell they are lighter than those heavy duty metal ones. But as durable as these are and they feel, and again, I don't really worry about them, I would say if you're doing serious off-roading, which let's be honest, most of us with these big heifer of adventure bikes are not, right? We're just doing basic, easy off-roading. But again, if you're doing serious stuff, I would still probably point you in the direction of those heavy-duty metal ones, because if you drop it down on a sharp rock all the way to the bike and everything, again, those are just going to dent and you can bang those out. These, again, I'm not scared to drop them, but if you're doing anything serious and they're falling on sharp rocks, that's where they would kind of worry me a little bit. As you can see, you got your bracket right here, the little locking mechanism, which is metal. You got your rubber grommets over there, and then, of course, all the frame. Now, the cool thing, if you guys can see this in the camera, right up here, and then down there, you'd actually just twist these, bam, pop it off, and all you're gonna have is 1, 2, 3 brackets up there. So you can take this off very easily by just twisting these things, bam, and popping it off. Now up here, I do have the lock mechanism, which is gonna lock the rack in there for, again, a little bit of extra security. You know, I get the point, but still, someone can unscrew that and still get it off, but it's just making it a little harder because, again, these you can just simply pop, twist them, and pop it off. So this is kind of preventing that easy situation for someone to theft it. So again, I do like it, but if someone really wanted to steal it, they still can. So it's more or less a deterrent to slow them down a little bit, but again, a nice little accessory to have. Now, one of my main concerns about racks on bikes is the durability. How are they going to hold up again if they fall? Are they going to rattle a lot and shake a lot whenever you're riding? So anyways, taking this where it attaches down here, attaches in the back, and then up here, if we go on and move this around, this is how much it budges. You can see right there, I can move this 550-pound bike without the racks adjusting. So let's get back to talking about actually mounting and putting the cases on here. I want to show you how easy this is. Now, what you're looking at here is that back rack again, which just bolts onto the rear rack of the Africa Twin. So all you got to buy is this little bit, and then of course your case. It's a locking bit right there, and then where it locks into the back, and then some rubber grommets as well. Now, coming over to our case, as you see, again, as I showed you before, you got these little slots that are going to slide into there. And then on the opposite side, you have this little bit, hopefully the camera can pick that up, this little bit which clips into that. So all you got to do again is take those notches on the bottom, slide them into that, plop it down, push that up, and you're done. And just like the rack, you can see, I can take this case, tug it around, move this 550-pound bike, and the case is not budging, it's not rattling. It's solid. I'm about to knock over my bike actually. And that goes the exact same with the side cases. Again, you got the notches on the bottom, they slide in there. You got your locking mechanism up there. Over here on your case, you can see you got your lock. This is how you pop open the case, which we'll take a look inside in a second. but down here is how you actually lock them to the rack. But most importantly, for me at least, what I've noticed using a lot of cases building out bikes is, again, them moving around and rattling and shaking whenever you're riding on the road or going to do some off-roading. And again, with how solid these are, it's really, really nice. I actually purchased the Honda ones, the ones that are specifically designed from Honda. I think they're actually built by Shad, if I'm not mistaken. But again, they're on the Honda website and they're for the Africa Twin, and they just mount into these brackets right there, which is really cool because you don't need any extra mounting hardware. Number one, you save some money because you don't have to buy that mounting system. But number two, it just fits seamlessly onto the bike and you're done. But I did buy those and they were incredibly loose on the bike, bouncing around, rattling and everything. I honestly thought they would fall out if I would hit a big bump. And I'm sorry, I'm not taking a chance with that. It incredibly just freaked me out. So as cool as the idea and the system behind the Honda cases built for this bike, I would highly advise you to stay clear of those. Now, let me go on and show you the cases opening up. And again, as you saw that locking mechanism up top, you do have a key. They send you 2 keys and they work across all of the same cases. So anyways, put it in there, and this locking mechanism actually locks the case onto the rack and then the case closed up here. So let's go ahead and unlock it if I'm going the right way, and bam, you can pull it up. And whenever you unlock it, it's still going to stay onto the rack. It's just you got to pop that back lever to get the case off. So it's not just going to fall out on you. But anyways, pulling this lever up right there, unlocking it from the front, bam, the case is going to pop open. So let's take a closer look inside of these cases here. And again, on the Africa Twin, since you have the exhaust on this side case is going to be smaller, and then the left side case is going to be bigger, as you see with a lot of adventure bikes. But anyways, inside of these cases, we have a couple accessories. Number one, this little elastic netting here. So you actually get to utilize that little bulge out right there, which is a pretty nice little touch. And then this felt liner inside, which is actually conformed to the actual shape of the inside of the case. So you're not losing any room with it. So more or less decorative, again, being felt in there, not something you need, but again, these are some added on accessories. I really like the net bit. And then over here, again, you're seeing these little arms that prevent it from going down. Again, I don't know, those kind of worry me. Only time we'll see. One thing I would like, and kind of making a suggestion out to SW-Motec or heck any other company out there, is again, talking about these arms right here, what I would like to see, especially with side opening cases, is like a net, right? So you maybe something up here to here, and whenever you close it, right? So then you pop it open, and just vibe with me. This little net kind of pops open. So it stretches out so it's closed off right there. Because again, with side cases, if you need to get something out real quickly, you don't want stuff falling out. So if anything, if you got a net right here and you pop it open and stuff falls, it's just going to plop here instead of rolling out. That's just a suggestion I have. I think that would be really cool. And again, a cheap little mod, just a net that tucks in and then expands out whenever you open a side case. So now I want to show you the left case as well, which is the bigger case, same as the rear case. Again, the right case is smaller due to the exhaust, which you see on a lot of adventure bikes. But anyways, this one is significantly bigger. And as you're looking at over here, just seeing you have the handles on the side. So when you take it off, just bam, carry it up. You got those little extra straps on the top. So if you want to strap something down, a jacket or whatever, you can attach that up there with some little bungees. But looking at the front again, here's our locking mechanism. Put our key in there, turn it. Again, down here is how it's going to lock from the actual rack. Up here, you just pinch this, pop it up, and it's still secured. So that's kind of a nice bit when it's on the side. It's not just going to fly right open on you, right? You actually got to push it down, pop this open, kind of like Jeep hood latches. That's exactly what this is like Jeep hood latches. And then bam, the case will pop open. You can see we got the same accessories in here, the net, and then the felt liner. And hopefully you guys can see that in there. I mean, it is pretty darn deep. You know what? Can we fit a helmet in this? Let me go get one and we're going to test that out. So here we go. I went and got my helmet. This is a Scorpion Exo carbon fiber something or another. I'm not too sure, and I do have comms in it. So anyways, putting it in the big case, which again, this is the left side case, but also the same size as the rear case. I mean, you can get the smaller case for the rear if you want as well, but the one I have is the bigger one. So setting it like this, can we? Oh wow, we actually can. Okay. Yeah, so it's actually closed. I don't have any gaps in here or anything. I honestly didn't think it would fit face up like that. So okay, full-size helmet in there. The netting is actually, you can kind of feel the netting compress, but I don't see the case expanding up here or anything. But the cool thing, I think if we go like this, well, I don't know, my comms are probably gonna get in the way. So let me go on and slide this. This is the Cardo Pack Talk something, and then we'll plop that down. Okay, so it's gonna fit that way as well. And you can see there's no gap or anything, and it's not bulging out. Really cool that we can actually fit a full size in here. Now, one other thing I want to mention about these being, again, side opening cases where you pop them open like that. Let me go and adjust my strap before I forget it. And talking about that, adjusting my strap before I forget it, the one thing everyone's saying is, well, side opening cases, again, you're going to open your stuff and everything's going to fly out. Talking about that little netting I wanted there. I think the bonus of side cases like this that open up is you can use them pretty much like a suitcase. Well, now I got to adjust that again. So, okay, that can get a little bit annoying. But anyways, you can use it as a suitcase and just pack it like a suitcase. So you're taking your pants, your shirt, and everything, and you're just kind of lining it up right there. You take it off, take it to your room or your campsite, whatever, pop it open just like a suitcase, and you're good to go. With the big metal ones, like I've used before, you take everything and just shove it down. You got your tent on the bottom, your sleeping bag, your pad, whatever it may be, you know what I mean? And then you kind of got to dig underneath there. Oh, wait, no, that's all the way on the bottom. So I think there's pros and cons to each of them. Again, the top-loading ones, you can just take it and shove everything in there and pack it in real tight, and again, get stuff out, but stuff does get buried in there on the bottom. When this is pretty much like a suitcase, you take it out, bam, and you can really sort your stuff like that. So I do think there's pros and cons to both of them, being the metal ones or, again, side openers like this. You know, there is one other bonus about metal ones that I want to mention that I've used before. Me and my buddy were talking about this as well, being metal cases. Like when you get to a campsite, you can actually take it and use it as a seat. Now, you can use these as a seat perfectly fine. You actually got a little bit of bounce and a little bit of give as well. But the other thing is you can take that rear case off, set it in front of you, and then you also got a table. You pretty much got like a campsite setup. So you're not gonna be able to use one of these as a table because, again, that top is a little bit rounded. You can use it as a seat, but if you want to flip it up this way and use it as a seat, it's definitely, okay, that's not comfortable at all because that lock is going up your tuchus. So that could be one bonus for going with metal cases, is you almost got like a campsite furniture setup when you get there, as well as a seat and a table. And one other suggestion, SW-Motec, I've looked on your site and I can't find this option, but it'd be really nice to have a backrest for the DUSC cases here that would come over, cover the brackets, come back here for your rear passengers. That was something I really think these cases need. I saw on their site they do state other accessories incoming and everything. So as we see with all bag cases, they all have a backrest. So I'm sure that's something in development, but I think that's something these definitely need, especially if you ride with a passenger. Now that we had a good look over the rear cases, let's swing up front and take a look at the SW-Motec tank bag. Now this is the GS tank bag, which I'm not sure if it's actually for the BMW GS, because on SW-Motec's website, they actually show it on an older Africa Twin. So I don't know. But anyways, as far as what I love about it is, you see how it conforms to the tank? It just like slopes down here. One thing I can't stand is tank bags that are like this. Then you got this massive gap underneath there when the tank drops off and then the tank bag's up there. It drives me nuts. I think it's incredibly ugly. So that's why I went with this one, and I just love how it conforms to the bike. Now this tank bag uses the SW-Motec Pro ring lock, if I'm saying that right. And it's really cool how you attach it and detach it. You can see this little red string right back there. And all you're gonna do is pretty much pull that, bam, and the tank bag comes off. So you can see you got this locking mechanism down there, and then the ring up here, which is actually magnetic. It just screws into the tank, but it's cool. You just pull this string and it adjusts these four little metal bits there, and that's how it comes off. Bam, magnetizes back on. You can see it's really solid on the bottom as well. It's not bulging or bending or flexing on us. It's really going to hold its shape. And to get it back on, you pretty much just set it on there, and we're locked in. I mean, it's not going anywhere. But unfortunately, there is one issue with this tank bag on the 2024 Africa Twin. Let me say it, my Africa Twin, right? Because I have the bars adjusted. I got them leaned back a little bit so they're easy to reach. And I also have bar risers, those Camel ADV bar risers on it. But I think even without the bar risers, you're still going to get this issue unless you're a little bit taller and your bars are pushed forward. But anyways, at full lock, coming over here, you can see I do hit the tank bag pretty decently. I got a little indentation there, and then it comes onto the side pocket. Same over on the other side. And what happens is it'll press like the track skip, or on this side, it hits the cruise control button. So at full lock, again, it's a bit of a stinker. Are you constantly full locking? I don't think many of us are. It's really going to happen when you're in a parking lot. But where I see that being a huge downfall, not so much for mine because again I got the manual, but if you got a DCT and your DCT controls are right up there, I feel like when you get full lock, it's going to slap you in a different gear or something. And again, I just think that might be kind of dangerous. So what I would really like to see from SW-Motec here is a tank bag like this, because I like this big size, but with these pockets removed. I've been looking at the Yukon WP, the waterproof one, which is still the same size as this core up here. You just don't have this drop down. So I think we're still going to get that bunch over there. The City Pro waterproof one as well, I've read some Africa Twin forums and people say they got the same issue at full lock. So that one's not going to work either, but I think the Yukon one might be a little bit better. It's not going to flow with the tank as good. But again, another suggestion to you SW-Motec, same with that mesh that I was talking about on the hard cases, is this case right here, the GS one without these side pockets would be absolutely fantastic and kind of eliminate that full lock issue for us. But let's take a deeper look over the tank bag here. Again, you already saw how it conforms to the bike. If you got one of these bikes where it really swoops down and kind of dips down from the tank, Africa Twin, GS, something like that, really nice how it conforms. And again, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but you can loosen these bolts and adjust it if you want a little more forward or a little bit back. And by the way, yes, I did try all the adjustments up here and I still got that full lock hitting the bag here. So again, that's not going to really work. And whenever you go too far forward, it dangles off up here, giving it that ugly look. But anyways, going deeper into the tank bag, again, you got these pockets on the side. Pretty nice sized pockets here. You can fit snacks and again a wallet and camera gear, whatever you want right in there. And it's actually padded all the way around it. I really love it. Again, tons of storage in this. And whenever the zippers, you got these nice big zippers, by the way. But the cool thing is the zippers, whenever you come down, you got these little elastics down here, bam, and the zipper tucks right in there. So it's not dangling around a whole bunch, which I honestly wish they did for the top. Now you can pull the zippers from the top all the way around, and there is this little bungee down there, but the top ones just barely, I mean, they don't really stay in it. You can't get both of them in there. They always end up popping out. So I wish there was something to, again, kind of lock the top zippers down as well, but it's just the pockets that have it. Now you got a little SW-Motec logo there, some little red accents here, or I don't know, maybe you can actually strap something down to that right there. And then get the same pocket over here, which I actually keep the rain cover on, because this is not a waterproof one. You got this rain jacket for it here, which, holy smokes, I haven't opened this thing yet. It's actually pretty darn massive. Okay, anyways, that's a rain cover for the tank bag. We'll look at that later maybe. Coming over here at the top, you see you got the Molly system, which they make like phone attachment things, and then a tablet attachment, which is massive. It's super huge up here. I don't know who's running with a tablet on top of their bikes. But anyways, when we unzip the top, take a look inside. Let me show you the top first. You have this little storage cubby up top here. Nice mesh, so it's breathable. You can fit stuff in there. I like how it actually has a little section here and up top. So whichever way you open it up, stuff's not just going to fly out. Going inside of the bag, hopefully you guys can see this in the camera here. Let me get an angle. Here you go, right up here. You can see you got this little netted pocket on this side, and then one also on the other side over there. Now, let me see if you guys can see all the way inside this. Like, oh my goodness, this thing is massive. It is so stinking deep. I mean, you can fit shoes in here. You can fit all sorts of stuff in this thing. It is massive. And again, it is hard and solid on the sides, and you got a little bit of padding all the way around the sides. The bottom, you got that hard bit right there. So tons and tons of storage on this, and you even have more because that other zipper on the side, you can actually take it, unzip it around this way, and then extend it out another couple inches right there. And this thing is huge. Like, honestly, you go on a trip, this is all you need. Okay, so let's try this rain cover again here. Now, as you see, there's a clear window, which, you know, I guess you can use it as like a rain hood if it's out there on a rainy day. I mean, this thing is stinking massive. It is huge. So anyways, let's take it around the tank bag here. Oh, you got two little cinches. I wonder if that's if we expand it. So you got that extra bit right there. So we'll cinch it right there for a safe measure. Maybe this goes all the way underneath it, so you can cinch it up there and then underneath. Okay, very nice. So yeah, it really locks it off, and you're really going to cover the entire bit. And it's on there pretty good. You got a little bit of slack, a little bit of play. But again, I really love how it goes underneath there and cinches on the top and then cinches around there as well, so it's not going to fly off on you. So as far as the tank bag, I absolutely love it. You all know on my bikes, I do not ride without a tank bag. That's like my essentials. I got my drink, I got my wallet, I got my phone, so on and so forth. That is my essentials. That's my man purse on my bike, you know what I mean? The cases lock up and I got clothes and camping gear and stuff like that. But a tank bag, no matter what I do, it's always riding with me. I love this tank bag. But again, that full lock is a serious issue. I'm gonna hear from you guys down in the comments. What do you think? Do you think it's too unsafe where, okay, it's not gonna work out, we gotta remove it and go to something else? Again, without the DCT, I see it being perfectly fine. The issues I have, again, is with hitting that cruise control, which could be a little scary. And then I also catch a hit in my like track skip or my ride modes. It'll hit the up or down and put me in like off-road mode or something like that. But again, with the Africa Twin, you can change that stuff on the fly. You just bam, press it and do like that. It's not changing anything drastic. So I don't know. I like it so much that it is going to stay on there right now, but I think over time, using a little bit more, if it gets annoying, it'll come off and I'll end up going with that Yukon WP, the waterproof one. So as far as the SW-Motec luggage, we talked about the DUSC cases, the GS tank bag, and again, this isn't just for the Africa Twin, but I really wanted to showcase it on the new 2024 Africa Twin, but you can get all this stuff for any bike out there really, you know, but I think on the 2020 Africa Twin, it flows really nicely. It's a really good look. I like the aesthetics. I love the simplicity and I love the durability and how it really locks into place. I really do. Maybe if you're with the standard version, you're going for more of that off-road look and you want to look aggressive, then you go with the metal options, which SW-Motec sells as well. But again, you know, you're not doing serious off-roading with big luggage anyways, and I really like this lighter option here. Now, as you all know, SW-Motec stuff is not the cheapest out there, but I did tally this stuff up into a cart and compared it up to some other gear, being Givi, which I've used before, and it really comes out to pretty much the same price. I believe the SW-Motec was around $200 more, so really not bad. That's actually including the ring lock in this awesome tank bag. You're really not getting that the other way around. So I think it's a pretty good buy. It's competitive with all the other stuff over there, which was my main concern. But again, adding it and tallying into the cart, it came out with a competitive price. So thank you so much for coming by for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful and you were able to take something from it. I will also have some videos coming on the SW-Motec protection as far as hand guards, crash bars, skid plates and stuff. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for those as well, because we have a whole lot more mods coming on the 2024 Africa Twin. But again, thank you so much for coming by for this one. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.